Everyone agrees Vinicius Jr is one of the best players on the planet. The stats say it, the trophies say it, and every week at the Bernabeu, your eyes say it. But here's the question nobody wants to answer honestly. What if the version of Vinicius that the world is falling in love with only exists at one club? Because the numbers for Brazil tell a completely different story. And right now, with the World Cup already underway, that story matters more than it ever has. Before I get to the number that exposes this gap completely, you need to understand what makes this debate so uncomfortable for Brazil fans. Vinicius Jr is 25 years old. He plays for Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world. This season in La Liga alone, he scored 16 goals and added 5 assists, and his total across all competitions puts him among the top performers in European football. That is an elite output by any measure. He has won 2 Champions League titles with Real Madrid. In 2021/22, his breakthrough season, he averaged 0.9 goal contributions per 90 minutes in La Liga alone. That is the kind of number that puts you in a conversation with the greatest players on earth. In 2024, most analysts believed he was the best player in the world. He had the season, he had the trophies, he had the numbers. He still didn't win the Ballon d'Or. Rodri did. Vinicius finished second by just 41 votes, one of the closest margins in the award's history. Real Madrid boycotted the ceremony. Vinicius posted, "I'll do it 10 times if I have to. They're not ready." The football world took sides, and somewhere in all that noise, a far more important question got buried. What does Vinicius actually do when he puts on the Brazil shirt? The statistical gap between Vinicius at Real Madrid and Vinicius at Brazil is not just a talking point. It is one of the most significant performance drops of any elite player in world football right now. At Real Madrid this season in La Liga, Vinicius averaged 0.67 goal contributions per 90 minutes, 16 goals, 5 assists. Across his entire international career with Brazil, 9 goals in around 49 appearances. That works out to roughly 0.4 goal contributions per 90 minutes. From 0.67 to 0.4. That gap does not belong to a player who is consistently world-class at both levels. Not yet. But here's the part most analysts completely skip over. And when you hear it, everything I just said becomes even more complicated. Here is why that gap exists, and this is where it gets really interesting. At Real Madrid, Vinicius operates in a system built entirely around him. He has the freedom to drift, to improvise, to take risks. When he loses the ball, the structure absorbs it. When he drifts inside, the fullback covers. Everything around him is designed to unlock what he does best. For Brazil, that system never existed. 3 different managers in the qualifying campaign before Ancelotti arrived. Multiple formations. A squad full of attacking talent, all competing for the same spaces Vinicius needs. He has often looked constrained, operating within structures that simply do not fit the way he plays. And this is a Brazil problem as much as it is a Vinicius problem, because Brazil arrive at this World Cup without Rodrygo, who tore his ACL in March and is out for the entire tournament. Without Estevao, the teenage sensation who suffered a serious hamstring injury with Chelsea and could not recover in time, both absent. The pressure on Vinicius to carry this attack is greater than it has ever been. The fair argument is this: international football is different. The preparation time is shorter. The opposition is more compact. Qualifying campaigns involve rotation and experimentation that naturally suppresses individual numbers, and Vinicius himself knows this. He said before the World Cup preparations, "Everything I do for Real, I want to go on to do here. That's my biggest goal." But in my opinion, the Brazil gap still exists, and 9 goals in around 49 appearances does not belong to a player who has consistently delivered at international level, not yet. What's at stake here isn't just Vinicius's reputation. This is about whether Brazil can win a World Cup for the first time in 24 years, and right now, he may be the only one who can deliver it. The 2024 Ballon d'Or controversy wasn't just about an award. It revealed something deeper about how the football world perceives Vinicius and why that perception follows him into this tournament. He finished second by 41 votes, despite helping Real Madrid win La Liga and the Champions League. The football world expected him to win. He didn't. Vinicius and his camp said clearly, the football world is not ready to accept a player who fights against the system. Since 2022, Vinicius has filed 18 legal complaints related to racist abuse. In February 2026, during a Champions League match at Benfica, the game was halted for over 10 minutes after racist abuse allegations directed at him. The incidents have been relentless. The scrutiny has been non-stop. Here's what this means for the World Cup. And this is my read on the situation. Vinicius is carrying something into this tournament that no stat can measure. He is playing football while simultaneously fighting a legal and cultural battle that spans continents. That weight is real. It affects how he is seen by referees, by opponents, and by the media, before he even touches the ball. In my opinion, the controversy around Vinicius has become so polarizing that neutral observers have stopped evaluating him clearly. His critics use his personality against him. His supporters dismiss every performance concern. Neither side is being honest. The legitimate argument for him is this: the racist abuse he has faced has been documented, serial, and relentless. 18 legal complaints since 2022 is not coincidence. And the Ballon d'Or finishing second by 41 votes, after delivering La Liga and the Champions League, is an outcome many respected analysts still question. But in my opinion, even setting all of that aside, the Brazil numbers still exist. The off-field battles do not explain 9 goals in around 49 appearances. Something structural has been going on. And this World Cup is Ancelotti's chance to fix it. My final verdict on this is going to surprise you, because it's not the conclusion I expected to reach when I started pulling these numbers together. This World Cup is not just another tournament for Vinicius Jr. It is the moment that will define whether he is remembered as a generational talent or as a player who never delivered when Brazil needed it most. Brazil has not won a World Cup since 2002, 24 years. The 2022 tournament ended in the quarterfinals against Croatia. Penalties, tears, elimination. Vinicius started that tournament with promise, but the team collapsed before he could take over. Now, under Ancelotti, the same manager who unlocked him at Real Madrid, Brazil arrive as one of the favourites, but without Rodrygo, without Estevao, with Neymar managing a calf injury heading into the tournament. The squad is thinner than anyone expected, and Vinicius knows it. From a tactical perspective, the conditions for Vinicius are the best they have ever been under a Brazil shirt. Ancelotti understands exactly how he works. He gives him freedom, trust, and a system that absorbs his risks. Raphinha on the opposite flank creates a genuine double threat. If that combination fires, if Ancelotti can translate what he built at the Bernabeu onto the World Cup stage, this Brazil team is genuinely dangerous. The argument against is this: tournament football is different. When one mistake ends your World Cup, does Vinicius deliver? The 2022 evidence says no. And the fact that he openly admits he wants to replicate his Real Madrid form suggests he knows, better than anyone, that he has not done it yet. Here is my honest, evidence-based position on Vinicius Jr. The numbers at Real Madrid are not a coincidence. 16 goals and 5 assists in La Liga this season, with his total across all competitions among the best in Europe. 2 Champions League titles. A 0.9 per 90 contribution rate in his best La Liga season. A player who, in the right system, is genuinely unplayable. That is verified. That is not hype. But 9 goals in around 49 appearances for Brazil is also real. And that number does not belong to a player who has consistently delivered at international level. Not yet. In my opinion, Vinicius Jr. is not overrated. But the version of Vinicius that exists in most people's heads, the invincible, unstoppable match winner, is built almost entirely on what he does in a white shirt. That version has never fully arrived in yellow. This World Cup, under Ancelotti, with the tactical freedom he needs, the conditions are better than they have ever been. Brazil are already weakened by injury. The pressure on him is immense. And in my opinion, this is the most important 10 weeks of his career. Will he be the best player in the world? The truth is, we don't know yet, because we've never really seen it. So, here is what I want to know from you. Is this the World Cup where Vinicius Jr. finally becomes the player in a Brazil shirt that he already is at Real Madrid? Or does the gap stay exactly where it is? Am I wrong about this? I genuinely want to know what you think. Drop your take below.